on, everyone? Hey, I am in Maine and I'm so excited to be here, and just being around all this incredible scenery, right, with all this foliage and these trees and the water has me reminiscing on a time that I spent wildland firefighting a couple years ago. It was an incredible experience. I learned a lot. I was able to do something that maybe I never was going to do before, but it almost killed me, right? It was super fun, and my mom loves this story, but it was super fun, it was exciting, but it was also very dangerous. The whole time that we spent doing the wildland firefighting, we actually were controlled burning. So we were in Virginia and we were at these different parks and national parks where we would section out a piece of the land that hasn't been burned in years, and we would control burn it. So we would use drip torches and all this different cool equipment in order to set the woods basically on fire so that we could eliminate all this debris, all the dry stuff that if a real wildfire were to break out would prevent the fire from doing a lot of damage, spreading fast, and burning for a really long time. So how we did this, right, we used teamwork, we used those drip torches mainly, and what we would do is we would stack ourselves into this kind of formation that almost looks like a cell tower. So there would be somebody in the front, close to the line, then 15 feet back, well, kind of depending, and in towards the woods there'd be another person, then another 10 feet back, and more in towards the woods there'd be another person. And we would drop these lines of fire staying in that formation. Now, this isn't like hiking, right? This isn't like a trail that's already been blazed. We're in the woods, right? Pretty much in all of this stuff, right? Where we have to just kind of go over logs and plow our way through bushes, all while dropping this line of fire behind us. Now, at one point, this is one day, controlled burning, right? I was the second man in. The front man kind of got ahead of me a little bit, and I wasn't quite paying attention because I was, trying to navigate my way, avoid my own fire as well as avoid his. And I hear my fire chief kind of call to me through the walkie, and he says, "I need you to come to me right now." And I can see him. He's about 20 feet, 15 feet outside on the safe part of the controlled burn. And I noticed that the flames to the side of me are getting really big, and the guy's way ahead of me, and I've fallen pretty far behind. The flames behind me are catching up, and I know why he wants me to go there, because it's not going to be safe where I'm standing very long. But right now I'm kind of in my head like, what the heck? He wants me to jump through this huge 10-foot flame, 3 feet wide of fire. Like, he's got to be out of his mind. So I kind of hesitate, and then he whistles, and when the fire chief whistles, Steve Hubner, when he whistles, you go. And I still was hesitating because I was like, dude, he wants me to jump through these flames. Like, oh my God, like, there's no way. Like, that can't be safe. And the third time he says it, he whistles, he gives me a little bit of colorful language, and I stop overthinking it. I run through, I charge, and just as I was doing that, right, a couple seconds later, exactly where I was standing was engulfed in flames. Now, why am I telling you this story, right? My mom loves when I tell this story, right? But why am I telling you this? Is because sometimes change is like that. Sometimes we are in a position and we know we want to change, or we know we want to get to where we want to be, but we're not too uncomfortable yet. The flames are rising, it's a little hot, but where we seems to be okay. So we don't want to go into that zone. We don't want to push our boundaries. We don't want to go through those flames because that seems like more work, or that seems harder, or that seems more dangerous. But I want to tell you, right, I want to encourage you and I want to inspire you to go for it. Because where you're standing, right, isn't going to be safe for very long. Isn't going to be comfortable for very long. And the thought of doing that is always worse than actually doing it. I ran through those flames, and yeah, it was hot, but I didn't get burnt. I didn't, nothing bad happened, only good things came of it. So I want to ask you, what are you putting off? What line of fire are you dancing on that you refuse to go after right now because you're afraid of doing it? Let me know. Get after it. It's going to be worth it in the end. You're always going to come out better on the other side. And I can speak from experience because those suits are not fireproof, but fire retardant. So guys, do what you got to do. Get to where you want to be, because where you're at isn't always going to be comfortable or safe for as long as you think it is. So hope you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you guys soon.